No.
The first play of the second half where Brian Dowling gets onto it, and that's the equaliser for Brian Dowling for his third of the game. And it's a puck out from Mick Dunn straight down the middle again towards Kieran O'Rourke and Mark Malloy. Malloy wins the break. Malloy doesn't miss those. There's a man, it'll be trim free, I think. Hi, lads. So a couple of subs there or one sub for Trim. Ben Holden is on number 21, a wing back, where Danny Coleman was playing, and as far as I can make out, Danny is lined out a corner forward, but I think he's playing around the middle of the field, which is leaving Mikey Cole and Brian Dowling inside. So Trim had possession, so they'll get the free here. Mark Malloy is standing over it. So Trim are lined out now with Jerry Dwan, Luke Moran and Gary Fleming, Ben Holden, Kieran O'Rourke, Sean McGee, David Murton, Mark Malloy, James Murray, Arnie McGee, Dylan Farrell, Danny Coleman, Mikey Cole, Brian Dowling. So Danny Coleman's definitely gone a wing out to the middle of the field. Sean McGee gets the ball 70 yards out, has a shot at goal. Is it over the bar? Fantastic score from Sean McGee. Score of the match so far from 80 yards to put Trim ahead. Almost 2 minutes gone. This pumped down the neck of Shawnee McGee again, who grabs it, gives a lovely ball there to Mark Malloy. Malloy on the ball, he should find a low ball there towards, he bounces it, that's his third time to bounce it on the stick, but off the ground. But Mark, wrong option that time, and number 7 here, Keith Quigley comes out with the ball. He's tackled by James Murray, he gives it on there to Adam O'Connor, who's playing well for Dunboyne. This is 13, Simon Cunningham, who's almost dispossessed, but it's back there. Shawnee's one hand, shouldn't foul. Back to number 10, still on the ball. Does he score? No, wide ball. So that's Dunboyne's fourth wide. Trim somewhat lucky there. Peter Farrell with the puck out the wing there towards Dylan Farrell. So Dylan gets on the ball. Dylan gives it back towards Gary Fleming. Gary has loads of time, gives a big ball there down the middle towards Mikey Cole. Mikey out in front gets a slap for his attentions, but and it's on the ball is Shawnee McGee. Shawnee gives it back towards Danny Coleman. Danny Coleman to Arnie. Arnie looking for his fourth. He'll turn to the right, gives it back to Danny. Mark Malloy's in the middle. He finds him. Malloy could score from here. Malloy 50 yards out on the left hand. Scores his third point of the game for Malloy. So all of a sudden, from one behind at half time, Trim are 2 ahead with 3 minutes gone in the second half. Quick puck out again from Mixer Dunn down there towards the full back line where Luke Moran should have beaten the Jack Cox. He does. Does he bring it with him? He doesn't. And Cox is on the ball. He's left-handed. Gives it out over the sideline. I think it's a Trim ball. But it looks to be going to what is the throw in? No, it's going to be a line ball to Dunboyne, and 18 Dara Gilmartin will go out and take it. So with 3 minutes gone, Trim 3 beautiful early scores to put them 12 points to 10 ahead. Sideline's going to be taken here for Dunboyne by Dara Gilmartin. The miss hit by Dara. Soft free there by Ben Holden on Kieran McKay. Not much on that one, I'm afraid, but it is a free to Dunboyne, and Dara Gilmartin will have a chance to get his 7th score of the game. He's already scored 5 from frees. Dara stands up, little awkward angle, 21 yards out, taps the ball over the bar for his 7th of the game. 6 frees, 1 point between them. Trim 12, Dunboyne 11, 4 minutes gone, second half. Short ball out to Rourke. Mr. Reliability takes it on. Field open in front of him, gives it off to Danny Coleman. Danny, who's playing as a third midfielder, gives it out to Mikey Cole. Mikey should slot his first of the game. Turns to the left. Does he score? Wide ball from Mikey. So that's Mikey's second wide. Trim's 11th wide. And ball is poked out very quickly again there, but it's won nicely by James Murray. James goes for a shot too far out. James lands it in the keeper's hands. There's been a few of them. Mixer Dunn clears it down the sideline here towards Ben Holden. Ben puts a good stick onto it, but it's gone there to number 9, Michael O'Grady. O'Grady is running through. He shouldn't be fouled. Gives it on. Ben is following on. Won there by 15 is Conor Gilmartin, but it's won back by the Trim backs, and it's gone for it's wide. It's a 70. Umpire waved it wide, and but then he's given a free. So it's Fergal's right. It's going to be a free, no advantage, or advantage given when the man hit it wide. So this has been Darragh Gilmartin stepping up, looking for 7th free of the game or 8th from play. Trim gave a lot of frees against Kildalkey too. Fergal.
Yeah, they did, and allowed them to stay at the game at times when Trim looked they were going to push away, and they've done the same here again today. But a more I suppose concise start to the second half, a bit more accuracy, just a one way that started the second half and 3 points added to it. So to turn around a couple of point deficits to get the point on the board, or get a 1 point lead now, but could be cancelled out. It looks like it is a 65
to be taken by Darragh Gilmartin. Bit unorthodox, but he gets them. Wide ball from Dara. He hasn't hit too many. That's only his 2nd wide of the game, and it's Dunboyne's 5th. And it's a nice puck out there from Gary Fleming, who gives a low ball in there towards Brian Dowling, but the sweepers back there, if they're playing a man in the middle of the field, they need to watch where they're hitting it. Arnie tackles well, goes to David Murta. David breaks through the tackle and is somewhat fortuitously foul. I think he might have played for that one because he wasn't going too far with it, but so it gives Trim an opportunity to go 2 ahead again. Brian Dowling seeking his 2nd free of the game, his 3rd free of the game, and his 4th from play in total, or 4th in the game. So Brian, this is about 50 metres out. Brian usually accurate from this one, needs this one to put Trim, but does he miss it? He does miss it. So that's Brian's 1st wide of the game and Trim's 12th wide. I would have slotted Brian up for that one. Mixer done with the left again. Big ball out here towards David Murta and Kieran O'Rourke. Rocky's going for it. Wins it well. Nice ball. Breaking ball towards David Murta. Gives it on there towards Brian Dowling. Brian wins this one. There's plenty in the middle. James Murray has it. One more is required to Malloy. Malloy looking for his 4th. Is he going to get it? A wide ball again. 13 wides for Trim. Malloy's 2nd. Malloy has scored 3. He's a great gift in the middle of the field, isn't he? Yeah,
he's a super trier, but you need to be starting taking our scores for 13, 14 wides at this stage. You need to start knocking over some of these.
So midfielder Kieran Lonigan comes out, gives it there to young Gilmartin, who gives it out to where Gary Fleming should win this ball. Gary is there, gives a lovely ball down there towards Jerry Dwan. David Murta's free. He should have tapped it to him. Jerry Dwan is fouled. That's probably the worst challenge of the match so far. It's a very clean match, but 15 there. Simon Cunningham walked into Jerry Dwan, and the buck is coming out for the first time in the match, and Simon Cunningham will get a yellow card. It's a grand clean game. That was just the first bit of nastiness. Fergal.
Yeah, he turned and straightened himself up, and the player took advantage of imposing himself on him, we'll say, and put him on his arse. But sure, it does no harm maybe just to liven the Trim lads up a little bit, maybe, and increase the intensity and try and kick on and get a few more scores. Still only a 1 point game.
So Trim leading 12 points to 11. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Peter Farrell from goals is going to come out to this one. Peter could leave it on the square if he wanted, but the Trim game plan seems to be finding a man. So this is Jerry Dwan is still down. He's been attended by our physio Liam. Plenty of people watching in tonight. I see Mary Murray is watching. I hope she's James's grandmother, and Loman Dempsey is now watching. You're welcome, Loman. So here is Peter Farr launches this one down towards Brian Dowling, who's been marked by 2 players. Ball slips through. Arnie is onto it. Arnie's gone a little bit quiet after a marvellous first half. That's on to Michael O'Grady, on there to left-hander Adam O'Connor, who tries down the wing again towards Simon Cunningham and Jerry Dwan. Jerry does well. Gathers really well back to Luke Moran. Luke Moran finds David Murta. David might take it through the tackle. He tries. He keeps going. He's down the sideline. He's tackled by 11, but it's a Trim ball. Hit out there by 11, Kieran McKay. And James Murray may take this one, or David Murta will take it. So there's a man down there. I think it's Simon Cunningham. Him and Jerry Dwan are having a couple of tussles there. Simon's gone down this time. Referee Stephen Masterson is holding up the play. 10 minutes gone in the second half. 5 minutes to the next water break. Tight match, Trim 12, Dunboyne 11. A goal would win this game, I think, Fergal.
Yeah, it would definitely be a talent score and give either one of the teams a huge boost. Just hopefully it's Trim that'll get it. They've probably come closest. I don't think Peter Farrell has had any sort of a save to make, or Dunboyne haven't found themselves through on goals for a goal opportunity, and Trim have hit a couple into the side netting and put a bit more pressure. Probably not over exerted Mixer done under the high ball, but keep putting the ball in and maybe a break will come Bino's way or Mikey Cole's way, and they get the goal they need. But they just have to raise the game a little bit and be a little bit more composed then in front of the posts.
They just need to be careful too, because Danny Coleman is out around third midfielder area, but there's 3 men left in the full forward line. There's a lovely ball into Brian. Oh, Brian mistouched again out towards Mixer Dunn. Mixer with the left hand gives it there to the full back, or to 10, who's all over the shop today. Adam O'Connor gives a nice ball to cornerback Stephen Moran. Moran hits a big ball in towards Luke Moran, and Jack Cox are having a good tussle, but Jerry Dwan is all over his man now. Gives it nicely to David Murtagh. David down the wing there towards, oh no, that's not a great pass, in towards the third man, and ball delivered there towards Gary Fleming. Gary and Shawnee McGee go for it, breaks to Gary. Gary wins it lovely, but loses it lovely as well. There's Kieran O'Rourke. Kieran, lovely stick there by 11. There's the slap, but Kieran does well again. Rourke is flying through the middle, should give it to Malloy. Tackled well by the man, and then he said he threw the ball. That was well tackled by 10. He walked into it, and it wasn't a free.
Yeah, very good player, number 10 for Dunboyne. As you said, he's all over the shop, but he's all over the place, I think, and he's underneath every single ball, and he's certainly leading the charge and inspiring the Dunboyne lads around him. Still only a point in it to Trim, and it's this could well be a leveler here.
It's outside his own halfway line, Darragh Martin. I think he's better at the short ones, but this would be a fair free if he scores it. Lifts and strikes very high, looking like it's dropping short in around the square. Peter comes out, catches great. David Murtagh is available for Peter. David needs to do it fairly quickly. Gets it, gives it on to Jerry Dwan. Jerry back there towards Ben Holden. Ben finds Shawnee McGee. Nicely played by Trim, playing it out, but poor ball. That last ball is just letting him down a bit. Malloy is on it. The man, he seems to be the man tonight, and he's pulled back by 10, who was playing a great game for Mark Malloy. Has really started the second half well. He's scored 3 points, but he doesn't mess up too much, does he?
No, very assured, and a bit like Kieran O'Rourke, very rarely makes a mistake, and you just need to get your key men on the ball now, run at Dunboyne, and Dunboyne are starting to give away a few frees now, and Trim really need to punish these. Bino missed the last one, James Murray on this one.
So James scores his first of the game from a free, to put Trim back 2 points ahead again, 13-11. Mick Dunn with a big puck out here towards David Murtagh and Michael O'Grady. David puts a stick on it, and he needs to follow on through, and it's won there by 18, who's Darragh Martin. Darragh has a shot for that could be a point if it is. There's the second best point of the night. Great score by Darragh Martin. That is his second from play and his 8th altogether. Quick puck out again. Arnie must win this, which he does. Arnie finds it really well. Should find David Murtagh. David on it, gives a nice ball in towards Mikey Cole. Must win ball. Jesus, where the ball is coming out more than it's been won in there, unfortunately. That's one there back out here towards Sean McGee. Sean might go the wing towards Dylan Farrell, but Shawnee's last ball just doesn't get to Dylan Farrell. It's one there again by impressive wing back Peter Doherty, who hits a high ball in. Peter's another wide. He scored 2 already. Big puck out from Peter down the middle towards Arnie McGee. Can he get there? On it comes again, number 10. O'Grady is free. Oh, great. That's Ben Holden's second tackle, second foul. And that 10, Adam O'Connor, is doing the business again. That was a free, I think.
Yeah, it certainly was, but Trim are shooting themselves in the foot. A long ball into the full forward line just isn't sticking. The lads are it's dropping it every single time. They're going with one stick and holding it in tight to them, and or dropping with one hand. They're just not assured in going for the ball, and giving Dunboyne easy outs, and then when we concede frees like that, you're just inviting them back in the game.
So Darragh Martin scores another point, 7 from frees and 2 from play, and it's a draw match, 13 points apiece. Peter Farrell, nice flat puck out there towards Shawnee McGee. Shawnee misses it there, goes on to James Murray. James misses the pick as well, goes back there towards another free for for Dunboyne. When Trim lose the ball, they seem to be fouling a bit at the minute. So this is it's coming towards the water break in the second half. 15 minutes gone, draw match, 13 apiece, not much between these sides. A goal would win the game for whoever scores it. Peter Doherty, very impressive wing back, hits a huge ball in there towards the square. Is it over the bar? Fantastic score by Peter Doherty. He's a fair hurler, that boy. That's his first free. But 3 points for Doherty, and that gives Dunboyne back to where they were at half time, 1 point ahead. Nice flat ball again towards Mikey Cole. Mikey gives it off there to Shiny McGee. Bino's available down the wing. He must win this ball. Just misses that one again. Goes at it, picks and goes at his player. Was he fouled? Not fouled, but gives it back there towards Danny Coleman. Danny should give it back to Malloy. Malloy could score number 4. Malloy. Great score by Malloy. He's the go-to man when things are in trouble. 14 apiece. It looks like it'll be the water break. It's 16 minutes gone. Mickey Dunn has the ball in his hand, hits it out here towards O'Grady and David Murta. Luke Moran goes for it with 11. Well won by Luke. Brilliant catch. Luke takes it on, gives to James Murray. James just tried to flick it over the man that gives it on there towards Jerry Dwan, who's had the upper hand on Cunningham, but Cunningham goes at him this time. Simon Cunningham nearly blocked by Jerry. Ben Holden with Darragh Martin. Darragh Martin still on the ball. Carried it a little bit far, but scores. Dara's 3 and 3 or 6. We're losing count. 10 points for Darragh Martin out of Dunboyne's 15. So lively match here. 15-14 Dunboyne. Water break due. 16 minutes gone. Peter puck out again there towards Shawnee McGee, who's won quite a few puck outs. Goes towards Dylan Farrell. There's a slap by the sub, and that'll be a free for Trim. And James Murray, that would be in James's territory if he goes out to it. Trim just need to get the ball in their hand. They're flicking and picking before they have it in their hand. See a sub warming up over there who looks to be, I just can't make out who it is for Trim, but James Murray will. This is again in James, it's exactly on the halfway line. Josh Harris is warming up for Trim. James with the free, and a ball gone wide for Trim's 14th wide, and water break is on. Josh Harris will be coming on for Trim. Dunboyne 1 point ahead, 15-14. Very tight match, Fergal.
Yeah, very tight, and it's probably that effort by James Murray there just to flick the ball over the Dunboyne player's head, and it didn't come off, and Dunboyne capitalised on that mistake. It just epitomises Trim's game, that every time they make a mistake, a fumble of the ball or not getting it to stick to their stick, and Dunboyne are just countering really quick and getting down the field and putting the Trim full back line under a bit of pressure. We look very stretched at the back there now when the ball is played into the corner. Dunboyne corner forwards are getting out in front, they're winning the ball, which our corner forwards aren't doing now, and they had been doing it well in the first 10 minutes. So it's a right battle, 1 point in it to Dunboyne, and we'll just stop this here. So you've got about 13 minutes left really to rectify a lot of that what has gone wrong in the previous 45 or 46 minutes, but just up the intensity, a little bit more composure in front of post. We said that already. If you can do that, maybe grab a goal, as you said, the winner, the scorer, the first goal could well be the winner.
So we'll be heading back to live action in a minute. So no more change on it. We think Josh Harris is coming onto the Trim team, but we'll tell you about that in a minute. We'll take a pause for a minute. So we're about to restart here now. I might set my own watch on 15 minutes just to. So there'll be 15 minutes remaining when we get going, and it'll start off with Peter Farrell puck out, I think, for Trim. 15-14. Is it a Peterford puck out or is it a Dunboyne puck out? Dunboyne puck out. Josh Harris is going in here a wing forward. Who's gone off? So puck out coming from Mixer Dunn. 8 is free in the middle if he finds him, but he's going long now most of the time. So this will come in here towards Ben Holden, Danny Coleman, Mark Malloy, David Murta. Michael O'Grady picks up the break and played for the free and got the free. And Ben Holden is adjudged to have fouled again for his third foul since he came on, and he's going to be booked this time. And this is easy fodder for Darragh Martin. So he is about 50 yards out, nearly in front of the goals. He's already scored 3. This will be his 8th free and 11th in total out of Dunboyne's 15. There should be a lesson there. But Dara misses that one. That wasn't like him. Yeah. Kieran O'Rourke ball flicks on. This is not working. I'm afraid the man around the middle of the field, the spare man for Dunboyne, is picking up a lot of ball. This gun goes here towards Mark Malloy. Malloy, it's not like Malloy to miss that one, but he steps in again. Does he gather? Danny Coleman's on it. Mark Malloy. Kieran O'Rourke is there. Nobody can get it up. David Murta might be able. He does. Skips through the tackle. Left-handed. Oh, miss hit by David. And comes there towards 17, who's fouled by James Murray. Walked right into his back. Free by James. And this one will be 100 yards out, and it's a bit far. That Peter Doherty might take it, though. He's slotted one from this distance already. 17 is down Jamie Gilmartin. So we don't know who. Let's just see. Josh Harris has gone off. Josh Harris is on. We're not sure who's gone off. Arnie McGee has gone off. So James Murray is centre forward. Josh Harris is a wing forward. Dylan Farrell is the other wing forward. The 2-man full forward line is Brian Dowling and Mikey Cole. And Dunboyne are still dropping the man back, and Danny Coleman is the free man round the middle of the field. So Peter Doherty going for another huge hit. He has 3 already from wing back. Struck the last one huge. Big ball in there again. Is it all the way? Fantastic score. That's Peter's 4th point from wing back. 2 frees, 2 from play, and Tribber gone 2 behind. 3 minutes gone in the in the last quarter. Ball back there to Peter Doherty again, who's looking like man of the match today. Left-handed there towards Jerry Dwan and Simon Cunningham. Jerry and Simon. Jerry wins it again, and he bursts out with the ball, looking up. Down the wing there's Luke Moran in the centre. Luke there towards Malloy. Malloy looks up. Brian is free inside. That's his 4th time to hit it off the ground. And there he gives a beautiful ball on to Dylan Farrell. Dylan needs to go hard at them. Still going Dylan. Dylan in towards Ben Holden, who's creeped up to the forwards, but it's a poor ball by Dylan. And it's won there by the Dunboyne man out towards... brilliant take by Danny Coleman. Danny down the wing towards Dylan again. There's 2 men out on the 40-yard line, or is he going for... Dylan hits off the helmet of 7. Keith Quigley. And Dylan commits the mortal sin of fouling in the corner, with the man going nowhere. 3 minutes gone in the last quarter. Another sub coming on here for Dunboyne. 27. And gone off there is wing forward. I think it's Kieran McKay. So it'll be an easy free out here for Mixer Dunn. He'll drive the ball 100 yards if he wants it from this. Trim need to get a score, and pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's starting to get away from them now, and the last couple of minutes they haven't really looked like getting a score. Just that full forward line isn't clicking at all. The ball's not sticking when it was going in, and now it's not going in at all. And that was a silly free to give away when you did have a little bit of pressure inside the 20-metre line, and you just give away a simple free like that. So when discipline starts to go and play the form missing there, it's not a good recipe for success.
So Mick Dunn will take this free from almost the end line. Is this another sub coming on? 21. sub coming on. So game very much in the balance. So the man that went down there has gone off. Cornerback, I think, is it Stephen Moran, yeah. So Mick Dunn hits a big ball down the field towards David Murta and Kieran O'Rourke. David misses it, goes on there towards but fouled again. I think it was Ben again, unfortunately. So it's another easy free for Darragh Gilmartin. And this man will put them over all day. He's already scored 7 from frees, 3 from play, 10 points of Dunboyne's 16. Peter Doherty got the other 4, so it's only really a couple of scores for Dunboyne, but they're in the ascendancy here. This will put them 3 points ahead.
You put the muckers on him the last time, CJ. Hopefully you put the muckers on.
Well, maybe so, but he's not missing much. So here is Dara seeking his 8th point from the free. Lifts and strikes. And right between the posts, 8 points. Dunboyne going to a 3-point lead. There is less than 10 minutes remaining. Peter goes long this time to here towards Josh Harris and James Murray. James just missed it, but really well won there by substitute 21. Is he fouled? Gives it off there towards the midfielder. Malloy is chasing back. Misses it, but Kieran O'Rourke steps in. Malloy gets it. We need to attack here, and it's on there to Dylan Farrell. Dylan looks up. Man coming down the right hand side, David Murta, if he can find him, but gives it on to James Murray. James could find Mikey Cole, but James on the run with the left hand. Hits it wide. James 3rd wide of the game. Trim's 15th wide of the game. That wasn't that difficult. We should have scored from that one.
Yeah, just another wayward shot, another wayward effort at 15, 16 wides. It's just not good enough. Even half that tally wouldn't be good enough. And if you get out of here with anything, you're really doing well. Another sub in for Trim now.
So Harry Cottrell's coming on the Trim team, and David Murta's going off. Harry has gone in the middle of the field. So puck out coming from Mixer Dunn. Mick with a big ball down towards Ben Holden. Ben East. He gets his free this time, Ben.
That's a rarity, a Trim free in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. So Kieran O'Rourke steps up to it. Delivers it down there towards Mikey Cole. Mikey needs to win one, but it's a great stick again by the fullback. Mikey didn't get too much today. Cleared out there towards Shawnee McGee. Shawnee on the ball. Shawnee fumbles but regathers. Back on down. Dylan Farrell is there. Dylan down the wing towards James Murray. Trim needs something here. James on the ball. James has a shot again. Does he get this one? Great score by James. That's his second from play, or first from play, and second in the match. 17-15 game, still very open. 7 minutes gone. There's 8 minutes left. Really well won the middle of the field. Harry Cottrell tackles. There's Ben Holden on to Brian Dowling. Will he score this one? It's a wide ball. Trim 16th wide. Too many wides in the game, Flid.
Oh yeah, it's getting really ridiculous at this stage, and that was just even poor decision making. Just snapshot from tight to the sideline. Should have looked up and tried to work something.
Puck out comes short there towards Shawnee McGee, and Shawnee wins the ball but goes out over the sideline for a Dunboyne ball. There is approximately 6 minutes left. Another sub coming on for Dunboyne, 23. I'd say maybe Cunningham corner forward could be coming off. I wouldn't be sure. Yeah, he is. Jerry Dwan had got the better of Simon Cunningham, so the sub comes on 23. Gary Fleming picked him up, and the other corner forward, Conor Gilmartin, goes on Jerry Dwan. Sideline ball for Dunboyne. Cut across the middle towards Kieran O'Rourke. Kieran tackles. Foul by Josh Harris. Trim need to look at the free count. It's not good.
Yeah, just giving them every opportunity. Dunboyne are on top, and when Trim do go on the attack, they're either clipping it wide or taking foolish options. And then when Dunboyne do get in the ascendancy anywhere around midfield, Trim are conceding silly fouls, and Gilmartin is just punishing them. It's simple as that. Something really needs to change in these last couple of minutes.
So they're leaving this free for Peter Doherty, who slotted the first two from much further distance, and he's stepping up to look for his fifth point of the game. Peter slots it over the bar. 5 points for Peter Doherty. Dunboyne leading 18 points to 15. There is only about 5 minutes left in the game. This is on down the wing towards Danny Coleman. Danny tries in towards, but it's easily cut out there. Dunboyne are well on top at this stage. This is going out here to number 7, Keith Quigley. Hits it there towards Ben Holden. Ben gets it down the wing there towards Harry Cottrell. Harry's normally a back, but he's there in the middle of the field. And he's lost the ball. On it again. Down the wing. Oh, well blocked by 21 for Dunboyne. A bit more urgency about Dunboyne than Trim, I'm afraid. So this will be a line ball which James Murray will take. There is 5 minutes left in the game. Less than 5 minutes. James Murray on the ball. Finds Malloy. Malloy looking to gather and maybe score his 5th. James Murray is free here in the wing. Gives the ball mark out towards Dylan Farrell. Dylan misses the pick and is fouled. Stupid free. Dylan was going to take it, but it was kicked away, so it's going to leave it easier for James Murray to slot this one. He needs to do it quickly. Trim are 3 behind. James looking for his 3rd point of the game. There is approximately 4 minutes left. James Trim still in the game, but they might need a goal at this stage. James stands over it, bends and strikes over the bar. Good's free from James. 2 points between the sides, still nothing in it. Dunboyne playing with the great urgency, but Trim's still there. Mick Dunn will take his time with this one. Launches it out here towards wing forward Danny Coleman. Danny's doing nicely towards Brian Dowling, who's foul, and he'll put this one over, or James Murray will. So this will even it up, PD, or not even it up, but it would leave 1 point between the teams. Maybe not what Trim deserve, but they're getting back there.
Yeah, well, look at it. They had to. Trim should be expecting to be winning these games, and no, it wouldn't be what they deserve, because Dunboyne have definitely been the better side, but Trim have kept in it.
James looking for his 4th, and he slots it. 1 point between the teams. There is 3 minutes left. Trim seeking an equaliser. Big puck out to be won here. Mick Dunn goes long again. Lots of ball coming this side. This one towards Mark Malloy and Kieran O'Rourke, the 2 steadiest for Trim. Jack Cox comes out and wins it. Misses there by Danny Coleman. Lovely stick by Malloy. Malloy gets on it again, but flicked away by Jack Cox. Back on there. Nice back by Danny Coleman. Ben Holden slips in, but it's back there. No fouling, lads. James Murray, is he fouled? Danny Coleman slips in. Danny wins the ball, gives it back to Gary Fleming. Important ball. Sub slips in for Gary, gets it. Gary towards Danny. Danny, clean sweep. Back towards Josh Harris. James Murray. All fumbling. Very important ball to win. Whoever wins this could win it. Out towards Jack Cox. Whoever wins this has a chance, and James Murray gets on it. Gives the ball down the wing towards Mikey Cole. Mikey needs to win one. He's been marked there by 18. Mikey on the run. Just doesn't get that one, but it's foul. An easy enough free for Trim there. And James Murray has the chance to equalise the game with, let me tell you now, there is approximately 2 minutes left. James Murray will take his time at this one. 18 points for Dunboyne, 17 for Trim. James Murray standing over this one. Tough angle, 30 yards out, not that, or 40 yards out, not that long, but a tough angle. This will be a pressurised one. James still standing over the ball. 18-17, about a minute and a half remaining, just to equalise the game, to make it 18 apiece, and would be James's 4th of the game. The substitute James strikes. Wide ball, I think it's wide. Important one, but it's gone wide. There is a minute left. Mick Dunn won't rush this one. Not much left in the game. 18 for Dunboyne, 17 for Trim. Mixer Dunn down the middle this time. Out towards Shawnee McGee, who could win this one. Shawnee wins it nicely. Looks up, gives it down the wing to Mikey Cole again. Mikey gathers. Still Mikey. Wrong ball, just came across the middle. 13, well, won back by James Murray. Down the wing on his own. On his own is Josh Harris, if he can find him. Wrong ball again. Wins in through there by Brian. Out comes Harry Cottrell. Man is fouled, free out for Dunboyne. Jesus, Trim gave the wrong option 3 times there. There was loads of lads available, but they went for the middle rather than down the wing. Dylan Farrell was free on the wing. So Mick Dunn won't be rushing this one. They're 1 point up. There's approximately a half a minute to go. Not much injury time. 18 for Dunboyne. Trim 17. Mick Dunn lines it up. Big ball down the middle towards Jerry Dwan on the sub-23. Out there goes Ben Holden. Ball flicked on in. Does Danny Coleman. Danny's had a nice solid match. Missed by, chopped down there by Jerry Dwan. We got away with it. Out comes Gary Fleming. Needs to move this ball pretty quickly. Harry Cottrell should come down the wing. No foul made. Gary Fleming still on it. Gives it off to Jerry Dwan. Jerry will have to carry it. There's nobody in front of him. He could be hooked. Nice ball towards James Murray. James Murray should give it to Malloy. Loses possession. James won by Peter Doherty. Doherty hasn't put a foot wrong. Malloy on the ball. Oh, Malloy is fouled. Gets away with it. One last chance here. Goes ball there towards Mikey Cole. Wins by Dylan Farrell. Goes at his man. Should he take the point? Should he look for a major to win the match? Dylan Farrell. Low ball. And Trim walking into the net. Brian Dowling scores a goal to put Trim 2 points ahead and the game almost over. 117 for Trim, 18 points for Dunboyne. Ball came from full back line, won by Gary Fleming. Ball poked out by Mick Dunn, won by Malloy, or by Kieran O'Rourke. Mark Malloy on the ball. Malloy, Trim 2 points ahead. Dylan Farrell did the right thing the last time. He carried it in, shot, ball broke. Brian Dowling just walked it into the net. Ball back here to Mick Dunn. Game over really. There is 1 minute overtime played. Cornerback Dunboyne has it. Ball hits it down the middle towards Gary Fleming. Misses it. Substitute 23. They should foul him really. 23 on the ball. Wins it. Jerry Dwan is in there again. Jerry's on the ground. Darragh Martin gets it. He should be fouled. Darragh Martin on the ball. Finds a short ball. Dunboyne need a goal. Blocked by Trim. Won by Luke Moran. Luke on the ball. Gives it out to Malloy. Malloy. Late free foul on Luke Moran, and James Murray will come back and launch this one down the field. The game, there is almost 2 minutes of overtime played. Man down for Trim is I don't know who he is. Jerry Dwan. Jerry really needs to get up and work. We don't need any extra time played here whatsoever. It's 117 for Trim, 20 points. Dunboyne 18 points. Trim with a late goal that could win this game. Possibly against the run of play, but there is now, we make it 2 and a bit minutes of overtime played. James Murray could strike this almost the whole way towards the square. Great strike of a ball, James. This is about 120 yards out. James launches it, a huge ball down. Does he score? It's all the way in towards Mickey Dunn. Mickey grabs it. Game over. Trim grabbed victory from the jaws of defeat. We couldn't see it coming, but we did see a goal to win the game, Fergal.
We certainly did, and said it probably from very early in the second half. And okay, it wasn't quite matching the drama of the senior hurling semi-final against Kildalkey when Trim got a late goal to win that. It really was a game that they probably didn't deserve to win. They might look at it themselves. If you said it to them, said, "Oh look, we stuck in there and we didn't let Dunboyne get away from us," but. Too many missed chances. Must have been 17 or 18 wides in the game. 4 or 5 chances dropped short into Mixer Dunn, and then our discipline in front of the post allowed Gilmartin just keep Dunboyne ticking over, and it looked for all intents and purposes that Dunboyne were going to win the game and move ahead of Trim in the group and would have put Trim out of the reckoning. But as it stands, that barring a huge turnaround and scoring difference in the final round of games, it looks as if Trim will be in the Brendan Davis Cup semi-final. I know Trim of Kiltale in the last game, whereas the only team that can catch them are Kildalkey, and they would need to beat Killeen tonight, and they need to beat Dunboyne in the last game, which isn't won't be as done as easily as it might be said. But Kildalkey would need to win those 2 games. Not sure. I'm sure they did beat Killeen tonight. So Kildalkey can finish on 7 points. Trim have 7 points and play Kiltale in their last game. So if Trim did lose to Kiltale, as you said, Kildalkey would need to win those last 2 games by a massive score to catch Trim, because Trim have a huge scoring difference. But on tonight's performance, Trim would need to improve a huge amount ahead of that last game against Kiltale, any potential semi-final, and most definitely ahead of the senior final on the 8th of August against Ratoath.
The only thing you could say though is that, like, despite playing bad, Trim won. I mean, it was probably fortuitous, but they never stopped. They got a few frees that put them within 1, and Dylan Farrell carried the ball in there at the end. I think he went for a shot and it was blocked, and then Brian just tapped it over. If he didn't get his goal, you'd have said Dillon should have tapped it over, which would have been the equaliser. But look, they had the predator instinct. They went for goal, and it ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, the point was no good for Trim there in the end. Really, a draw wouldn't have done them really much good at all. Whereas, you know, if it was only an equalising point, Dunboyne had opportunities to strike over what would have been a winning point if it had been a point, if you know what I mean. Whereas they had to work a goal with their last couple of attacks there. But I certainly, you know, you learn more from defeat than you do in victory. But this might be one occasion where that could be to the contrary, where Trim can certainly take plenty from this, because the performance wasn't good enough. The grit and the determination and the hunger to keep going right to the very end was great, and that can't be questioned. But just some of the decision making in front of the posts, some of the stick work and the handling inside the full forward line wasn't good enough. And then defensively just gave away too many frees and allowed Dunboyne to stay in the game. But look, isn't it good to be critical at the end of a victory?
Yeah, maybe we're too hard on ourselves. But anyway, we'll probably wrap up here from St. Loman's Park. Trim undefeated still in the Brendan Davis Cup, 4 wins and 1 draw, which, as Fergal said, bar landslides, should leave Trim in the semi-final. They play Kiltale in the last round, which would decide who come top or second of the group. And within 3 weeks, the senior hurling final from last year will be played. So everybody's still fighting for position. So we'll wrap it up with that. And thanks for all for watching in again. I think there was quite a few of you again tonight, and no sunshine in Port Talton, which kept the coverage a little bit better. So thanks to John Andrews on camera and Fergal Lynch on camera, and I'll just say hello to my brother Derek, who's went home to Tenerife today, and my wife, who's down in Skibbereen or West Cork. Hello to you all, and good luck for now.